Hi everyone, welcome to Red Fox Sewing and Crafting, and welcome to my craft room. I'm Joanna. We are going to be starting a new project. We're going to be doing this in a few sections. I'm going to do multiple videos on this. But this is our new project. We have a little flip box, and inside we got our album. And we have some fun pages. So grab your stuff and let's get into it. I already made the album cover. The album cover is a 6 3/4 by 6 3/4 with a 3-inch spine. I will link the sizes for the chipboard and the cardstock to make the base, and the video I made on how I make a cover. Today though, we will be making the box. So we're going to start with the box base. There are multiple parts to this box. We're going to start with the base, just to make things a little easier. For the box base, we'll need some chipboard. You need one piece that is 7 by 7 and 4 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 7. For the cardstock, you will need 4 pieces that are 5 3/4 by 9. One piece that is 9 by 9. And then for the hinges, you need 4 pieces that are 2 by 7. And 4 pieces that are 2 by 3 3/4. There will be more things that you need for this box, but I will let you know later on the video when it's that part. And everything, like always, will be written down below in the description. So we're going to start with wrapping our chipboard pieces. And I have my template here, my 1x1 template. All these chipboard pieces are gonna get a 1-inch border around the edge. Our cardstock is 2 inches larger than our chipboard. Right now I'm just moving the backing of my double-sided tape here. And I'm just gonna put all my chipboard pieces on my cardstock. Now that my chipboard is on the cardstock pieces, it's time to wrap all these. All 5 of these pieces are going to be the exact same way. They're going to be done the exact same way. So I'm just going to show you how to do it on one, and then do the other 4 off camera, and then show you how to build it. So, to start out with, I like to just wrap my cardstock around my chipboard, just to kind of get it, get a kind of a score mark around the edges. And then I take a bone folder right here and just burnish the cardstock along the edge of the chipboard. There is a box here that's been created when we folded the paper around the chipboard, and it's on all 4 corners. We're going to cut the corners out, and then we're going to go about 1/4 to 1/2 inch away from the corner and miter the 2 sides like this. Let me show you what I mean here. So, I'm gonna cut out this corner all the way to the corner of the chipboard. And then I'm going to go back and just chop off the points here. Just miter them. And then once you're all done, your piece should look like this. This step isn't required, but I'm going to use my double-sided adhesive here. And just go around all 4 edges and add some to the outside of my tabs, just like so. And I'm just gonna remove the backing. So starting with one side, I'm going to add glue right along the edge of my chipboard. I'm going to take my burnishing tool and push the cardstock along the edge of the chipboard like so. Push the cardstock down and just burnish it really good on top, just like so. And then I'm going to go to the opposite side and do the same thing. Now with the other two sides, I'm going to add glue along the edge, just like this. And then I'm going to go back and add glue to the corners. That way, my paper fully sticks to my cardstock, or my chipboard, and to itself. So I don't want it peeling up. And then once it's all wrapped, I just like to go and look at my corners to see if any of the cardstock from the last two sides are poking out, and if so, just carefully take your scissors and trim just a small piece off, but I'm looking pretty good on mine. So this piece is ready to be attached to my box, and now I'm going to go ahead and do my other pieces, and I will be back to show you how to build the box. Once we have the chipboard pieces wrapped and prepped, it's time to move on to the hinges. These are your 2 by 7 and 2 by 3 3/4 pieces. And all we're going to do is put them in the scoreboard with the 2 inches at the top and score right down the middle at 1 inch. And then all we're going to do is fold and burnish on the score mark that we just made. And then starting on the outside of the scored side, we're going to miter just a tiny bit. And it'll look like this. You want to do that to all of your hinge pieces. I have my hinge pieces all prepped. I put score tape on the outside of them. If you do put score tape, double-sided adhesive, you just want to make sure to keep it about 1/8 to 1/4 inch away from the scored side, because you don't want it poking out from the inside of the box. Now we're going to put our box together. I have my 7 by 7 chipboard piece, and all you want to do is take one of your hinges and you want to add adhesive to it, just one side, about 1/8 to 1/4 inch away. And then you want to line up the scored edge of your hinge to the edge of your chipboard piece as best you can. Like so. So my hinge is here. My chipboard piece, my chipboard edge is right along the scored edge. And I'm going to go to the opposite side and my second piece. And then I'm going to add my other two pieces on the two other sides. Now we're going to add the sides. So take one of your sides and add adhesive to one of your hinges that's attached to your base. And you're going to butt your side against the base, just like this. And then with that, then you just want to push your hinge over and stick it down to your side, like so. So again, add glue to your hinge. Line it up, line your side up to your base, butt them up right next to each other, and then push your hinge over your side piece. And you want to do that to all four of your side pieces. Now it's time to put on the side hinges, and I like to add my side hinges to two opposite sides to make it easier to put the sides together once the hinges are on. So I'm going to put 2 hinges on this side piece. Just like so. And then I'm going to flip this around and go to the opposite side piece and add my other 2 hinges on this piece of chipboard. And now we can attach our sides together. So pick one corner, add your adhesive, your glue to the hinge, and then you want to line the score mark of your hinge to the edge of your other side piece that you're attaching it to, just like we've been doing. You don't want to lay your box on the table like this and then attach the side flush to the chipboard piece, otherwise it's not gonna be square. So I'm gonna do this side. So it'd be easier. Attach your glue, or add your glue to your hinge, and then line up the score mark of your hinge to the edge of your chipboard. And then you can lay it on your table and burnish it really good. And then with the last 2, I just like to push the hinge of one of them to the inside, just to make sure that I'm not going to be fighting with my box once I only have one hinge left. Then I can just tip this over, add my adhesive. Sometimes it's hard to see, but just do your best. And then I'm going to tip this back up and attach my hinge to my box. And there you go. You have a finished box. So if you want to, you can add pattern paper to the inside, but since Since this box is a little bit more intricate, I just decided to cut more of my black cardstock to cover everything in, or the inside in. And that is one piece that is a 6 1/4 by 6 1/4, and 4 pieces that are 3 by 6 1/4. And I just did 1/2 inch smaller. I think, no. 3/4 to 1/2 inch. No, I did 3/4. I did 3/4. I'm just going to just glue them in just like normal and try to center them on the inside as best as possible. Just like this. Our box is complete, and now it's time to make the flaps that close over the box. For that, you will need 4 pieces that are 4 1/2 by 4 1/8, and 2 pieces that are 7 1/4 by 11 5/8. Scrub our scoreboards out. For the 2 7 1/4 by 11 5/8, you want the 11 5/8 at the top, and you want to score at 4 and at 8. Then with your 4 1/8 by 4 1/2, you want to start at the 4 1/8 side, score at 1/2, and then rotate to the 4 1/2 inside and score at 1/2. I want to do that to all 4 pieces. Now I am rotating my second 2 in a different direction so that I have 2 mirrored pairs. So the tabs are over here, and then these 2, the tabs are on this side. So we're going to fold and burnish on all of our score marks. Let me check really quick. Okay. So take your two 7 1/4 by 11 5/8 inch pieces. We're going to flip to the bottom of our box. And you want the 4-inch side of these. And I am going to take a little bit of my score tape here and just add it to my two 4-inch sides really quick. Ooh. If it rips, it's okay. It's going to be on the bottom of our box. I'm just going to check to make sure that it's the 4-inch. So what we're going to do is we are going to take our 4-inch sections and we're going to adhere them to the bottom of the box. You can add some adhesive and glue to my 4-inch section really quick. And then you want to do your best to make this even with your box. So I'm going to put the top flap underneath my box right now so that it lines up, and just line up with the sides, all 3 sides here. Might overlap a little bit, but that's okay. And then we're just going to stick it down just like so. And it should look like this. We are going to do that to the other side. Maybe. There we go. And I glue all over the 4-inch section here. And we're going to attach this to the opposite side. And you want to try to make them even with each other, just like that. I'm going to flip this over, clean up my edges a little bit, and go in my box and burnish it down really good so that it sticks really well. Set this off to the side, and now we're going to work on our 4 1/8 by 4 1/2 inch pieces. you want to measure from the edge of the piece over 1.5 inches. And you're measuring from the scored tab side in. You want to mark on all 4 of your pieces 1.5 inches, and you want to do that to both. You want to mark on both unscored sides. Now grab your paper trimmer, and we are going to line up those 2 marks that we made along the trim line and cut. We're going to make an angle on our pieces. And then once you have cut all 4 pieces, you can go through and just miter the 2 corners and then miter out the square, and your piece should look like this afterwards. So you want to find the identical ones, and we're going to put them on our sides. So the 4 inches should go on the bottom, and then the long side goes on the side part, and then the short side goes on the top. So I find it easier to start with the long side and then do all 4 sides, and then go back and do the top part. So you're just going to add glue and line it up as best as you can to your piece. And then once it looks good, just stick it down and move on to the other side. You might have to push your angled piece underneath your box a little bit. as long as you can get your side up, or your top up, and line it up squarely with your corner piece, you should be okay. Because it's gonna go around the piece, or around the box. Now that all 4 corners are on, you can go back and do the lid parts. It's just easier doing it this way because you're not trying to finagle a part that is already connected to both sides of one of the corners by trying to put another corner on. Now your flaps are put together and it should just close together really well. Now you might need to trim off a little bit from the tops of the corner pieces, which is what I have to do with this one, and I had to do that on my my trial box, but that is perfectly okay. The corners might just be slightly longer than the flat parts, but once you get it put together, it should go together like this. Now to close it, all you need to do is grab some ribbon and probably want, I'd probably say like 48, just to be on the safe side, 48 inches. Or you can cut it like 2 16-inch pieces if you don't want to wrap it all the way around. I'm just going to find the center of my box here. Which is, ooh, moved. 6.5. So I'm gonna go about 6.5 on both sides, just like that, ish. You'll know you're basically in the center if they line up with the center of your flaps. I'm just going to take some score tape here really quick and attach my ribbon on. I'm going to add some cardstock or pattern paper to the bottom of my box. It's actually what I did to the bottom of my other box, just to help keep my ribbon attached, just for extra security. And then, actually, it needs to go the other way. So, ignore everything I said about it lining up, because it won't line up. That's pretty good. Okay. So, it'll cover all of this once I get my piece on. If you do that, that is okay. You can just cover it up with stuff. So once it's attached to your box bottom, your box base, you can just flip it over and tie it up. And then trim the ends. There, just like this. And there you have it. We have a flat box. So, next video we'll be working on the first couple pages of our album. I hope you enjoyed making this box with me. If you did, click the like button down below, and if you want to see more, hit subscribe. I will see you next time. Bye!